welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. As we wait for the second week of OTAs to kick off, I wanted to play a couple sound bites for you of Logan Ryan, who was a guest of Colin Cowherd on The Herd yesterday. Remember, Ryan famously joined the 49ers after he was on a cruise with his family, came out of retirement, ended up starting for them in some games. Listen to how Logan Ryan describes his first day at the 49ers facility.
You remember your first day walking into the locker room, San Francisco?
I do, yeah. I might have said it on here. I walked in on a Tuesday, typical NFL off day. You might have a handful of players in there on an off day. I mean, some guys get out the building because they're there 6 days a week. Maybe 10 guys there on off day, guys who need treatment, guys who are banged up. I say they probably had 30, 40 guys in the weight room working out, all the stars in there working out. I haven't seen anything like that since a couple of New England years was like that. Brady in there and everyone following suit. So Purdy was in there rolling out. Christian was in there squatting. Bosa. Everybody was in there, and I was going for a tryout. I was coming off the cruise, just trying to try out. And I did well enough. Like, "Oh, you make the team?" I said, "I think so." And then, like, 2 weeks later, I'm starting. But I was in there with them every Tuesday as well. So I was like, man, I remember telling my parents and my wife, I'm like, this team's gonna be a special team.
That level of buy-in is not a common thing in the NFL. I know we kind of take it for granted because that's the kind of buy-in that Kyle Shanahan gets from all his teams, but it is a very real thing. And I think when people talk about a Super Bowl hangover, it shows up in ways like this. It shows up on a Tuesday with how many guys are at the facility. Look, they've been playing deep into the playoffs for a lot of years now. They're banged up. They're probably tired. It would be totally understandable if some of those guys said, you know what? I think I'm going to not go to the facility on my day off. I think I'm going to stay home. I think I'm going to rest. I'm not going to do that extra workout, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly natural human reaction. But if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, every little bit helps. So when people say Super Bowl hangover, it's not that these guys don't try or they don't care, but there is a difference to the level of effort that you can put in year after year after year. It changes over time, especially with a veteran team like the 49ers. That said, to be totally fair, Logan Ryan did go on to say he thinks the 49ers are still in a championship window.
I think this is a window right now, and they're in it. And we know with great teams or trying to win championships or try to contend and get to that level year in year, that takes a toll. It's really hard. You're playing a lot more games than everyone else. You're practicing a full month longer than everyone else, and that adds up. And I think San Fran is right in it, and they know with the roster they have, when they pay Brock Purdy, and they will pay Brock Purdy, that they cannot keep everybody else. So I think that the foundation pieces of what we see, a Kittle, a Deebo, a Trent, a Fred, a Bosa, a Hargrave, it's hard to keep all those pieces together for 5-10 years if you're not winning championships. So this is their window right now. They're in it. I think they're right in it. I think last year was a great opportunity. Obviously, we're sick about that. But I think this year, I think they're the team. I think this is their year.
From your lips to God's ears, Logan Ryan. That may not always be the case, but I do agree with you this year, especially because the quarterback and the leader of those 49ers teams has not been trying to climb that mountain as long as some of the other guys like Deebo and Kittle. He's new to this sort of thing. So he is going to have the drive and the passion and the energy, frankly, to push those guys more than maybe if the quarterback had been the same for all these years. And I do think that is a very important difference between the 49ers and maybe some other teams that we have seen try and climb that mountain in recent history. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday. Matt Barrows of The Athletic has a profile on Cody Schrader, the 5'8" running back the Niners signed after the draft. It is a fascinating deep dive. Schrader has only missed one game in his football career going all the way back to high school. And he missed it for a damn good reason. If you want to find out what the reason was, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, press conferences later today. We're going to hear from Chris Forster. We're going to hear from Brian Schneider, and we'll hear from select players after OTAs take place. All the fun from the press conference standpoint kicks off 2 p.m. Pacific time. One thing you may have missed, according to Tim Kawakami, both Brock Purdy and Trent Williams were asked to participate in the American Century Classic Celebrity Golf Tournament in July, but the player list is out, and apparently neither one is on it. No reason why they declined. But Tim did throw in a quote, future years will be more likely for both of them. Not sure how he knows that or why, but take that for what it's worth. Kind of a shame because sometimes you get guys that do it and they ended up saying good things and they're interesting things, but no Brock, no Trent, no golf. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell so you'll get notified every single time we go live, which is every single weekday for you. Today, I'll be live with Grant Cohn, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I want to talk more about this Logan Ryan thing, see what he says about it. We'll stand by for Brandon Ayuk, who apparently wants $30 million a year. Hopefully that news comes out. Would love to get a Brandon Ayuk contract today. I'm not holding my breath, though. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.